great. Now, in terms of being back home with the family, what was lockdown like? Were you guys playing board games? Were you just out in the garden? What were you doing to keep yourselves busy over there in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Definitely some games in there, watching shows, working in the yard, just throwing the football around, kicking the football around, doing just doing American things and just keeping busy with the family at home.
Unexpected bonus in that way, I guess. All the linings, Christian. And Chelsea fans, US men's national team fans, desperate to know about the injury that you, of course, picked up early January, the adductor injury. I know you were back in training, were you not, before the pandemic hit? So where exactly are you now with the injury?
Yeah, I'd say I'm fully recovered. I'm ready to go as soon as we get back. So I'm really looking forward to that. I was back with the team in full training, just before this whole thing started. So I'm excited for things to get started up again because I'm feeling really good and anxious to play again.
I'm sure, because October, of course, you have a hat trick. You were such a huge part of everything that Chelsea were doing going forward over that Christmas period. Then that injury hit. Mentally, Christian, after you just got yourself into that such a good run of form, how tough was that challenge to meet when the injury hit?
Yeah, it was very tough. It was frustrating. Going through times like that, I think I kind of underestimated the injury as well, and I continue to try to be back as soon as I can because I just wanted to play so bad. But I think now, if anything, to take out of it, I've given myself a little more time to rest and make sure that I'm fully 100% fit. And now I'm just super excited to get back into training and hopefully start up again soon.
Do you think you put up yourself under that pressure because it was your first year in the Premier League and you just so desperately wanted to carry on where you'd left off so much?
Yeah, I think so. I think, I wanted to continue to play at that level. I was feeling really confident. I was feeling great before the injury, and that's why it was really tough for me going through that. But it's part of anyone's career. Injuries happen. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm back and hopefully take care of my body and be ready to play.
There's going to be many stand-out moments for you, without a doubt, at Chelsea, Christian. But the one so far, of course, that sticks in everybody's mind, one of them, is the hat-trick against Burnley. Now, I don't know if you know, but we actually were holding a fan fest in Austin, Texas, on that morning that you scored your hat-trick. Let me say, trying to find my voice above that crowd, I have rarely been in a crowd as happy at 8 in the morning as when they saw you complete that hat-trick. It was quite an amazing experience just from our perspective over here. Going into that game against Burnley, did you feel different? Was anything slightly different in terms of your approach or mentality? Talk us through that.
Yeah, I think it was my first start in a little while. So I was I don't know, man. I just had this kind of motivation just to go out and prove a lot of people wrong.
The step over on the left foot, and he scores! Rejoice, America! Pulisic's on the score sheet for Chelsea, and it was a fabulous finish.
I felt I'd done okay so far, but I hadn't really, shown everything that I could do. So I think, just going into that game, I had just a kind of a chip on my shoulder just to go out and prove to everyone. And I think once that first goal came, my confidence just kind of shot through the roof, and it was just my day, man. Everything kept falling for me, and it was, everything kind of just fell into place.
Christian, many congratulations. You're holding the match ball. What's it like to get your first Chelsea goals and become the youngest Chelsea player to get a Premier League hat-trick?
It's incredible. Honestly, I can't believe it. The goals were amazing today. It was a really good team performance.
You've had to be patient. What's that been like?
I mean, it's normal. I came to the team and I wanted to make an impact. And it's not going to start, happen right away. So I had to prove myself and continue to work. And I'm happy I could go out and help the team today.
So how does it feel then, that release afterwards on the way home, when you got home that night, having felt that way before the game? Tell us how that release and that kind of, I told you, kind of that kind of justification, how does that feel?
Yeah, it was incredible. I'll never forget coming home after that and just kind of sitting down and just really looking back on what had just happened. I was so proud, and being able to talk to my family back home, people who had just seen it. It was an incredible feeling. It was something that not necessarily a hat trick, but just scoring and just being, just helping the team win and having a great game. There's no better feeling. So it was awesome.
Well, it certainly dominated the entire weekend of FanFest, and gosh, the happiness was never ending that weekend after the hat-trick, I can tell you that. Now, just let's look at the season just quickly, Christian, as a whole. Of course, it's being curtailed right now, but how would you sum up Chelsea's season from their perspective so far?
Yeah, I think there's been ups and downs for sure. I think it was a strong start. I think we had a lot of good games. I think looking back on it, I think one thing we would definitely want to work on was kind of our home form. We had a bit of a spell where I don't feel like we got great results and a great run of results at home. A bit unlucky, but I think some things we can work on as well. But I mean, still being top four, I think still in the FA Cup, obviously still in Champions League, tough challenge ahead, but you know, being top four and we still we have our goals, and I think I'd say it was a pretty strong season, strong first season being here for me, and yeah, I'm proud of the guys.
Now, we were lucky enough to have a quick chat with you at the beginning of the season when we all came over to open the season on NBC in and around the Premier League grounds. I think you were moving into a place near Wimbledon. You hadn't quite decided where you were going to live. Tell us a bit about how you're enjoying London, wherever you are, and what you've enjoyed most about living in and around the capital city.
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, coming from a smaller town and now being in London, it's amazing. Obviously, during this, it's been tough, but normally there's so much to do and so much you can get out and try. And it's been awesome for me, not just constantly sitting in a house, going to training and being in a small town where you can't really do much. It's been awesome to get my mind off things as well. And yeah, just kind of enjoy my time here because it's an incredible city. Just the culture here it's awesome. So I'm definitely loving it.
And a quick observation for us of the Premier League as a whole, with everything that goes with it, not just on the pitch, off the pitch, now that you've experienced it and you're much further down that line, what is your observation of this as an entity, I guess, if you like?
Yeah, the Premier League, I'd say it was kind of everything that I would hope to be and more. I think obviously just the amount of games and everything that goes on, it's a lot to take in, especially first year. Getting used to it and getting used to the schedule, and yeah, it's awesome. There's pressures there, but it's also just I'm enjoying the ride so much. I think it's one of the most competitive leagues in the world, if not the best. It's awesome. So I've learned so much this first year, and I'm looking forward to getting back to it.
Brilliant. And just finally from us here at NBC, Christian, you are of course the main crowd pillar over here, and you are loved. So would you, for us, not just for the Chelsea fans, but for all the US men's national team supporters over here in the US, could you just send them some sort of message to keep the spirits up?
Yeah, to all the American soccer fans, the Premier League fans, Chelsea fans, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me and our teams. And yeah, we're hoping that all this craziness can be hopefully over with soon, and we're going to get back to watching the beautiful game and being able to do what I love and what we all love. And yeah, just to keep positive and yeah, because things are going to be back the way they were soon.
I know, yeah. So how are you finding it? I know obviously it's a huge adjustment for everyone. How are you coping?
Yeah, I think it's tough for everyone. It's kind of just keeping busy and just keeping motivated, continuing to work out and kind of be ready. And yeah, man, the guys, we all have our group chats and we're talking, so we're all excited to get back. And just, I mean, for me, especially being alone over here, it's tough, man. So the best times for me are when I'm at the training ground, when I'm with the boys, when we're playing games. So,
I mean, we've had pretty similar paths with it. I mean, I grew up in Canada, went to Bayern really young. Well, you've done a lot for being only 21 years old.
I mean, I always wanted to play in Europe, sure, like you did as well. I think going to Dortmund was definitely a perfect first step for me. It was awesome. I learned so much. I mean, I grew up there. I went over there when I was 15. Now to be here and come to the Premier League when I was 20, I think it all worked out very well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the path. Was confident, and I felt like I had a good couple of years in the Bundesliga, and obviously with the opportunity to come to a club like Chelsea, it was just something I couldn't turn down. So I just felt like the timing was perfect, and I'm really happy that I made that choice.
What would you say is the biggest adjustment from the Bundesliga to the Premier League so far?
Just kind of the intensity of, especially just the schedule, and also just the physicality of the games, and that mixture was definitely tough. Especially when you get into that, winter period where you're playing games all the time, every couple of days, and it's about recovery, and it's about tough games, fighting for everything, So, yeah, that was something I wasn't 100% used to.
And I don't know if you've been watching The Last Dance. I mean, growing up, I wore 23 because of Michael Jordan, because I grew up in Canada, so he was the number one. And the US never really had maybe somebody as like you. What you've been able to achieve at 21 for American soccer has been pretty exceptional.
I think it's awesome, man. If I can even inspire one kid to grow up and do something similar to what I'm doing, I think that I'd be happy with myself. But be able to inspire a lot of Americans, and obviously seeing other young guys like Gio, like you mentioned, being successful in Europe, it's awesome to see, man. Because growing up, I didn't have that many Americans to look up to in that aspect. So I think it's so cool, man. Like you said, I mean, comparing myself to Michael Jordan, I don't know yet, but I have a lot more goals that I'm setting for myself. So I have been watching the series though, and he's incredible.
Just tell me, what would you say is your best position? I've seen you play so many positions. I've seen you on the left and the right, in the hole, up top. What would you say is your favorite position to play?
I do really like playing on the left wing and also in that 10 spot, kind of centrally behind the forward. I'd say those are my two favorite positions.
Knowing Frank and Jody, obviously being ex-players, do you think it benefits having players that have actually played, that can relate to the players a little bit better than maybe some of the managers that haven't?
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely helps. They definitely understand just what it's like to be in our shoes. So I think it is cool, and they can give a lot of good advice. And whenever we are worried about something, or we have a question, it's always good to have guys that have gone through it to help us with that.